Hi everyone. So in this video, we'll just try to solve this interview question. So this one is a recently asked interview question in Wipro. So as you can see, we are just going to split the name. So your name can have a even number. I mean length can be even, like or you can say like a bala. So it's having 4 length. So or it can be Arjun. Okay, so we are going to split it into pairs. So this is a scenario. Okay, so we have to think in both cases. Okay, so even if your name is an the length of your name is for odd or even, so we have to do the code accordingly. Okay, so before that you have to know which compound can actually do this. Okay, so here conceptually you need to understand which component, okay, does convert a single row into multiple rows. Okay, so convert a single row into multiple rows. Okay, so you have to understand that, and then you have to understand the string substring function. Okay, so it will be really good like if you understand all the string use cases, but for this use case we have to understand the string substring function. Okay, you need to know how to code that. So for the first point, which compound. Okay, so normally we can't do with the reformat. So now we can choose go for normalize. Okay, so normalize can really like convert single row into multiple rows. Okay, so now this one would be normalize. So you have to understand the normalize function and then its definition. Okay, so you can refer the Abinitio website for the free training there. You can study the normalize component thoroughly, or you can surf through the web, so you can understand that, and then you can understand what are the functions involved. Okay, so there can be many functions like length, finished, and then normalize core function. Okay, you can have input select those things. Okay, so you have to understand what are functions are like mandatory. Okay, or mandatory and optional. Okay, so for this use case you have to understand the length function. Okay, so we'll just code the normalize component now. So I'm just going to write normalize. So this is the entire design. So if you complete this design, so 50% I think in the interview, like they will just give you the 50% like mark. Okay, so after you complete the design, so you have to code now. So they will ask you to code right away in the chat window. Okay, so the coding is simple. So they will check whether you are splitting the name correctly. Okay, you are, and then you are taking that number to index function and the normalize correctly. Okay, so mainly the two things. Okay, in the code level they will check whether you are able to write the length function and then normalize function correctly. Okay, so it's like a 2 lines. Okay, so just a 2 lines. So you have to code it correctly. Okay, so they will give you time to write it in the chat window. So first we'll just write the length function. Okay, so before that I'll just tell you the scenario here, I mean the understanding here. So in the length function, what are we going to do? Okay, so we are going to just check normally before doing the length function. Okay, so normalize, it will have some you say it will have the index. Okay, so you have starting with 0. Okay, so now here like you have to split the names. Okay, you have to count the number of letters in the name. So if you take the length of the data, so you will get a 5. Okay, so here 5. So you have to split that into like pairs. Okay, so you'll get a 3 pairs, and then the last pair would be like one single letter. Okay, so but you'll get 3 pairs. Okay, so for the odd occurrence, like you'll be splitting by divided by 2, and you'll be like taking +1. Okay, for the even name. Okay, for example Bala, you can take the length and then divide by 2. You will get a 2. Okay, 2 number. That 2 you can pass it to a normalize function. That index will run twice. Okay, it will run with the 0 and 1. Okay, so it will run with the 0 and 1. So for the first when it runs index 0, it will it will print BA, and when it runs for the index 1, it will run and print LA. Okay, so depending on our string substring. Okay, so we'll just code the problem right away. So we will code it for Arjun. Okay, we'll write both scenario. Okay, for the both odd and even case. Okay, so here I'll just put semicolon. Okay, so here this is the code line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like I'm going to check. Okay, so length of, I'm assuming my field as data. Okay, so this one is like more, I'm checking the modulus. Okay, whether it can be divided by 2. So if it is a even number, then fine. Okay, so we are going to just divide. Okay, so just divide by 2, so you'll get the number. Okay, or else like if you have odd digit. Okay, so if your length of your name is odd digit, what you'll be doing is that I'll just copy and paste. So I'll just take the length and then I'll just do a plus 1. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So length function is over. So this length function is over. So your core, I will just highlight the core lines. Okay, so this entire thing is a core thing. Okay, so this is a core concept. Okay, so this one. So and then this one. So for our use case Arjun, it will return 5. Okay, so it will pass 5 to the normalize function, like normalize core function. You can take normalize core function. Okay, core function. Okay, so now we'll just write the normalize core function. So here normalize, and then you'll be having index and the in. So begin and then end. Okay, so here just a one line. Okay, so here we are getting 5. Okay, so I mean sorry, like the total length is 5. So here we'll be getting so 3. Okay, so 5 divided by 2. Okay, so we'll be getting 2, and then 2 will be like your thing, and then plus 1. Okay, so you'll be like getting that like 3 2 plus 1 3. Okay, so you are telling the normalize to run 3 times. Okay, so 3 times. So now the index will run, this function will run 3 times. Okay, run 3 times. Yeah, so now starting with index 0. Okay, so index is starting with index 0, and then we'll run from 1 0 1 comma 2. Okay, so I'm just 0 1 comma 2. Okay, so yeah, so here, so we'll just print out data. Okay, so here I'm just doing a string substring. So I'm just trying to access the a and r. Okay, so a r. Okay, so and then the next time it runs, when the index is 1, it will take ju, and then when the final times, okay, when the index is 2, it will run on, it will take only n. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll just put first I'll just access the data, and then when your index is 0. Okay, so that means it should access the 0th position, and then it will take the 1 digit. Okay, so but this line will not be suffice for the rest of the loop. Okay, for the first loop and second loop. Okay, for the 0th loop is fine. Okay, so for the, yeah, so 2 characters. Okay, so for 0th loop is fine, but for the first loop and second loop it won't be suffix. Okay, so for that, so what we'll be doing is that you take an index, and then you'll be like multiplying into 2, and then it will be like plus 1. Okay, so now, so when you put it for this one, okay, one first loop. Okay, so when transfer first index, and then 1 into 2 2, and then 2 plus 1 3. Okay, so it starts from 3. Okay, string substring starts from 3. Okay, and then it will just yeah, it will just take this one. Okay, so it will take 2 characters. Okay, and then when the final 2 learns, so it will go for the last one, and then it will print last. Okay, so this is a single line. Okay, so this solution you have to give them properly. Okay, so this is a proper explanation for this use case. So you can similarly you can try it. Okay, so do it yourself. Okay, so you can try for a bala. Okay, and then even you can try for Shweta or, okay, space or. Okay, so you can there are multiple use case will be there. Okay, so begin this, so you can try this like yourself, and then if you have any doubt, like feel free to leave it in the comments below, and then if you have any questions, okay, other questions, related questions, and then any doubts, please be free to mail this mail the question to this mail ID. Okay, so so this is like this is a simple scenario. So I'll just come up with another interview question of the scenario in the next video. Okay, so until then, tada, bye bye.